Hey there. Can you hear me at all? I can. Just if you could turn me up just a little bit. Hi. Welcome to Real Estate and Other Stuff on KHTS 1220 AM and 98.1 FM and on Facebook Live. First thing is, I want to tell you that I'm Phil Nardella, and I'm sitting here to my right, your left on Facebook Live. Taylor Williams Moniz, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I've missed you.
I know.
It's been like 3 weeks.
I know, which is like the longest we've ever gone without seeing each other.
It's messed up.
But I would like to say, if you're on Facebook Live, he is wearing University of Texas burnt orange hook 'em horns. I love it.
And I'll be honest with you, I didn't even know that was
no one needs to know that. I mean, you look great.
Yeah, I'm hook 'em horns. I'm hook 'em horns color.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I'm here for it.
I love it.
Happy New Year.
And guess who Taylor Williams is? She's a full partner at Donahoe Young and Williams, and we know that. And they are like the premier law firm in Santa Clarita.
Thank you.
Not to mention, you're all so nice.
Well, I mean, we try to be.
Oh, you go out of your way to do that?
No. I think genuinely, yeah. Everybody that works in my firm,
very nice,
like,
very
people.
nice, caring, and it's
Absolutely.
like, you know what?
Yep.
You're my firm.
Oh,
I will tell you that right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully you don't need me, but yep.
Yes, exactly right.
All good stuff.
Christmas was good with you? Yes?
It's
Christmas,
like
I know, it was a while ago.
When you have 900 children, you don't really remember. I'm like, Christmas Eve was amazing. We went to church service and with Mark and Sherry.
Nice.
And they each held a baby, and I had Cameron, who was running around like a lunatic. Mm-hmm. So I didn't get to experience the service whatsoever, but it was good. Christmas Day was nice. You know, yeah. Greg got home really late Christmas Eve, but he was with us for Christmas Day, which was really good.
Grr.
And then New Year's Eve, same thing. Mark and Sherry came over and helped me with the kids.
You're so great.
I know.
Aren't
Greg
they great?
was flying. I'm so blessed in them. Good grief, I would lose it without them.
Yeah.
But so Greg got called to fly to Hawaii, and then to sit there for 2 days, and
doing
then fly
pina coladas
back.
by the pool.
I know. He sent me a picture of him by the beach, and I was like, I don't like you. I was like, I love you, but I don't.
I love you, but I'm
right
not.
Now.
Yeah.
Maybe don't send me that, but it was good. What about yours?
Oh, Judy got me a special gift. Okay. It was special. She didn't even wrap it. She didn't have to wrap it. She gave me...
What was it?
COVID. The little snake. Can you believe that?
Don't blame it on her.
Well, you know what's funny is we dodged the bullet so long and everything's fine. And so it was funny because we had Brian and Lisa over on Friday with the whole family. And then they left Friday night. Saturday, we had Chris and Jilly and the family with Nick and Lance. On Saturday, they left Saturday night. And I took Nick and Lance to the airport on Sunday.
Like Christmas
on
Day,
Christmas
right?
Day,
Yeah,
12.
yeah.
The nice thing about Christmas Day is when you go to the airport, it's like... whoosh, you're there
no
and
one
back,
there.
right?
Absolutely.
It's no big deal.
Yep.
And LAX isn't really that far if there's no traffic.
Oh, absolutely not. Like half an hour. Yeah.
So Judy tested herself because she was coughing. And I said, are you okay? She goes, yeah, I'm fine. And I said, give yourself a test just for fun. She goes, okay. So she did.
Just for fun.
And on the way back, she goes, oh. And she was so mad. She goes, I've got COVID. I probably gave it to the whole family.
Oh, no.
And I went, oh, boy.
Here we go.
Oh, boy. So I felt fine that night. And then I felt fine that day, and I took the test. I was fine. And that night, hit me hard. And so tested myself the next morning. Of course, I've got it. And then it went through the week. We just sat around. And the only person that got it out of the entire family was Lance, and he's fine too now.
Oh, sweet
yeah,
Lance.
I know. So we sent him back with COVID. There you go.
That's so
Take
nice.
it back to Texas with you.
You're just delightful.
Yeah, that was nice. So tell you what, why don't we go over what's coming up on today's show in the next 60 seconds?
Hey, the new game in town, 72 sold.
Yep. Dying in one's arms doesn't happen very often. Stay tuned for this story.
The pocket listing service is at it again. Here's an update.
Court deals blow to NAR KW Anywhere in commission suit.
Compass launches third round of layoffs as job cuts extend to 2023.
Oh, boy. Wells Fargo paying just $3.7 billion to settle mortgage and auto loan allegations.
Real estate in 2020, when the blank really hit the fan.
Former LA home of First Lady of Television Betty White demolished.
In a bid for transparency, Airbnb now displays prices with fees.
All of that and less on today's show. So let's first talk about, let's do by the numbers first.
think we
What do you
should
say to that? We can do by the numbers?
Yep.
We can. Awesome.
SCV. By the numbers.
You ready for this? We're playing. We're playing again.
No,
$100.
I
$100.
stink at this
It's
game.
100 to 1 shot because I'm going to give you the fact that active listings are down. Remember they were in the 400s?
Yes.
First they were in the almost 700.
I remember.
Then there were 600. Then there were 500. Then they were in the 400s. Guess what? They're between 300 and 400 now.
Okay.
That's amazing, actually, what's happening. There's very little.
Is
okay?
it amazing?
Well, it's kind of amazing.
Okay.
All right, you ready for this? So
No.
guess how many for $100. How many active listings are in Santa Clarita currently?
371.
Oh, God, that was close. You got the 300 right?
Never close.
349. Okay, how about active under contract and pending?
So wait, say that again. How many? 300 and
349.
That's it.
That's it. Yeah, that's
Wow.
amazing. And I
Okay.
put mine back on the market today. And
well,
hopefully,
we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah, okay. Active under contract and pending, how many are actually in escrow currently?
112.
Oh, it's close. 157.
Oh, that's actually not that bad.
No.
Okay.
How about sold over the last 30 days? How many closed over the last 30 days?
I'm just shaking my head. 132.
Oh, so close. So close. You're getting so close to that $100.
That's like not even close.
150.
That's
well,
actually
you were
not
off.
that bad.
Yeah, you were up by
Okay,
18. That's not a problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. So,
Wait, so talk to us about your house. So you just put your house
well,
back on the market.
you know what? When I went back to Texas and actually checked on the house that I'm having built, that was fine. I came back thinking I'd automatically just immediately put it back on the market, but because of the weather,
Yeah.
I started thinking, well, I want to do open houses on the weekend, but it's supposed to rain this weekend. Okay, it's supposed to rain next weekend. Okay, so I'll put it off. And then all of a sudden, guess what hit? It was Thanksgiving, and so it was like, okay, I can't really put it on the market during Thanksgiving because that doesn't make any sense. No one's going to see it anyway. And then right after Thanksgiving, boom, it rained, and it rained until right to the point where it was like we got the Christmas tree up and we got all these presents under the tree, and I thought, I'm not going to do an open house with all of this stuff.
Right, yeah.
They're going to come back and rob us, right? And so I decided not to. And then right after that, boom, it rained, and it rained, and it rained. And I don't know if you know it, but it's rained the last few days.
I know.
But it's sunshine today, and I thought if there's any way that I can actually put it back on the market, I put it on the market this morning, and I'm going to do an open house Saturday and Sunday, and then the rain's supposed to come back in Sunday night, Monday, Tuesday, and now Wednesday. It's like, holy cow.
I know. I got an email that your house was relisted, and I screenshotted it and sent it to Phil. And I was like, "Can you just sell your house to me? Like, this is obnoxious."
You know what? If we keep going this way, you're going to end up with it. So
We'd
okay,
be
so
happy.
you know me. Every time I see anything that has anything to do with real estate, I want more information.
Yeah,
right?
you pay attention.
And of course, here comes
do a deep dive.
Here comes a commercial.
Brand new.
72 sold.
Brand new. I saw it I saw it this morning at 2 something in the morning when I was awake. Yep.
So far, in the last 48 hours, I've seen it 5 times.
Me too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, I'm going to tell you right now, the good news is I talked to a lady. She's very nice from the company. And I'm going to tell you that right now. And you know what? If you're listening, which I told her I was going to talk about the company on the radio. If you're listening, you're very nice. You're very professional.
Okay.
Okay. That's the good news. The bad news is we got it. Okay, so let's talk. First thing is when we were talking about this, why is it 72 sold? I'm not sure. 72
So just
tells
for the
me 3
listeners,
days.
if you've seen the commercial, they say that they will sell your house in 8 days.
In 8 days, yep.
From start
For
to
more money.
finish, exactly, in 8
Yep.
days. That's their big pitch. And
Yep.
so that's why we were confused. Why is it called 72
sold. Shouldn't
Right.
it be 8 days sold? I mean,
what I
something
would
like
think.
that. And so, okay, so first thing, let's just, and this is being petty, kind of petty, okay?
You're allowed.
The guy that's doing the commercials should not be doing the commercials. Okay, he's
What's wrong with him?
he's got a creep factor that I know it sounds terrible. He's just kind of creepy. I hate to say it, but I got to tell you something. They've drummed up some money to be able to do these
To have
kind of
this
advertising,
many,
right?
Yeah, absolutely. The
So
fact
now,
we've seen it so many times.
I first thought, okay, 72 sold. It's an iBuyer. You just put it in there. You give me your address and everything. So I did that. I put them in, and they called me immediately. It was like, hey, so what's going on? And I said, well, I just don't know what's going to happen, but, this other house is going to be finished, and I have to make sure, and I just wondered, how much will you give me for my house? And she goes, oh, it's not really that way. And I said, oh, okay, what is it? She goes, well, we come in and we list your house. And I said, okay, well, it's already listed. She goes, yeah, are you happy with your realtor? And I said, yeah, because it's me. And she said, oh, okay,
He's
that's fine.
all right.
And I said, so I don't understand. So what are you doing that's different that makes you be on the
For
television?
8 days.
Yeah. In fact, at the time, I didn't even see the 8 days because I think the very first thing didn't even say 8 days.
Okay,
This
but that's
was
what
kind
they
of a
all.
new one.
But that's what they all say
that's what I
now.
saw today.
Yeah, yep.
And so she said, "Well, this is what we do. We kind of give it a push. When it's not really on the market." And I'm thinking,
What does that mean?
okay, well, we have a clear cooperation policy, which we're going
to talk about
a little bit.
Absolutely.
Yeah, good.
I read. Yep.
And so it just says that you can't market the property more than 24 hours without putting it in
On
the
the
MLS
MLS, right.
under coming soon.
Great.
And so I'm like, so if you're talking about that, you're not allowed to show it under coming soon. So in other words, if you're in the MLS under coming soon, you figure, okay, well, I'll just take some people and say, is it coming soon? Can I see it real quick just before you put it on the
Right,
market?
of course.
You're not allowed. Okay, that's part of coming soon. You cannot show the property
Until
it goes active.
Yeah.
So what she said didn't make any sense. Again, very professional lady, didn't make any sense to me because you can't not give it a push without it being on the market under coming soon because you're not allowed to show it. So I didn't understand that. And then I said, so what do you guys charge? And she says 5%. And I said, okay. And I'm starting to think, what's the difference
Though it's
between you
different,
and any other she did say one thing. She goes, well, we're there on every showing. And so I'm thinking, okay, that's fine. However, if you're there on every showing, the realtor that's showing their clients don't want you to intervene.
Right.
So it's like, if you're there, they're just going to say, do me a favor, would you just back away?
Yeah, take a minute. Right.
And stay in the garage and you know what I mean?
Stay in the garage.
It's like
Yeah.
So that type of thing. So I just don't understand.
Do they give you an 8-day guarantee? Like, do they buy it?
To be honest,
on the
when I was
8th day?
talking to her, I didn't talk to her about that because I didn't see an 8-day guarantee.
Okay.
And if so, how the heck can they do that? Now,
That's what I'm saying. Unless they buy it.
the reason
on the
why I
8th
felt
day.
that she was pretty smart is because I told her, I said, look, here's the situation. I'm moving to Texas. And she goes, and so it hit her after we hung up. As I talked to her over the phone, it hit her after we hung up, and she called me back 2 minutes later. She goes, "Hey, do me a favor. Let me know. I'll take care of all your referrals. While you're in Texas and all." So,
Yeah.
And so I thought, okay, well, she was smart enough to actually jump on that. And I said, no, I'll have a team here taking care of everything. And she goes, okay. I just thought I'd throw that out there, which I thought was smart. And again, she's very, very good. It's just that this whole 72 hold thing,
I'm just
sold thing, doesn't make any sense to me.
confused.
And by the way, if you're listening to me right now. Call me at
call in.
661-312-3561, and you can kind of explain on the radio just exactly what the 8-day guarantee means.
Absolutely. The business model
If
is.
it doesn't sold,
Yep.
does that mean you just give us our listing back, or does it mean that you're going to buy the house?
This is what Phil and I talk about at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Which
I
is-
send him text messages like, "Did you see
Which
this
is-
commercial or did you see that commercial?"
Which is so sad.
No, it's not. It just we send that and then pictures of our broken children to one another.
Okay, you ready for this?
I am.
I told you that
Okay.
every so often, after I send you some certain things and we
yeah.
talk about
Here
them,
we go.
that stuff will come up in the morning, and I don't want to actually send it to you because you're like, oh, I don't want to know that.
I've never said that.
No,
by
but
the
that's
way.
what I'm sure that's what you're thinking. I can't believe he added stuff on there. So, and we talked about the fact that I watch Channel 7 because of Dallas Raines, and I love it when it says, "This is eyewitness news with live breaking news."
That's what we
which
watch, too. We watch
means-
Channel 7.
Which is cool because that means that it's something that I haven't seen because I've
told
been
you,
watching the damn thing.
Greg Agug has a crush on Brianna Ruffalo. He loves her. I know. Very sad.
Yeah,
I look nothing like her.
she's disgusting.
She's not. She's beautiful.
God, she's hot.
I know. She's beautiful. I'm like, I can't even be mad at him about that. All right. Anyway, so
The
what do we
last
got?
time I saw her, she had glasses on, and I went, okay, that's not fair. The whole librarian thing, I was like, oh, yeah, okay,
yeah,
never
she's
mind. I tried to
beautiful.
get her on the show.
I know.
Because
we
she
talked about
lives
this.
out
She
here.
lives up here. I know.
And Danny Rain said, yeah, just call in. Just. And I went, yeah, that's not going to work. It's like I'm just somebody going, hi. I'd like to talk to Brianna Ruffalo. They're like, right, sure.
Yeah,
that's not going to
don't
happen.
think so.
So anyway, yes.
we have breaking news
She's
from
very
Channel 7.
Yes, live breaking news. You ready for this?
I am.
Okay. Do you want to buy a home in Canada?
No.
Let's just say you do.
Yes, I
Okay,
do.
yes, you do. Nope, sorry. Not going to happen.
Why?
Because you're not Canadian.
What, eh?
What?
What
What,
the,
eh?
what the poutine? This is why you have me on the show.
Funny. What the poutine?
What the poutine?
As of January 1st, homes in Canada can only be purchased by the nation's citizens and only a few other groups after a new law went into effect. The Steps campaign promise of Prime Minister Trudeau. It's a campaign promise from Trudeau.
Yeah.
So they're saying, look,
But
you know what?
why?
Too much money's coming in from other countries. And they think that it's not right and that the Canadians should be able to. So this is going to happen for the next 2 years.
That's wild.
Now, here's another interesting thing. The new law went into effect January 1st, requiring buyers of Canadian homes to be citizens or permanent residents of the country.
Okay.
Now, there's a codicil. You ready for this?
I'm impressed you know what a codicil is.
I just made up that word. The law also caveat codicil.
Yeah.
The law also allows for buyers to be refugees,
Okay.
people with temporary work permits, and international students who have lived there for at least 5 years. Live breaking news.
Wow. That's a big deal.
That is a big deal. That's why I wanted to put it on here.
Can you imagine if the United States did that? There's no way.
No.
Right? That's insane. That's insane.
No.
That would the entire market would collapse.
And before we actually teased this, and I wanted to tell you about it, which I thought was kind of interesting. So Judy's at work, right?
Mm-hmm.
My wife, she's a nurse. Okay, I won't say where because we'll go from there. But she's a nurse.
Yes, a wonderful nurse.
Yes, and one of the other nurses was telling her that she was having problems, that she was having like fainting spells. And that's not a good thing if you're a nurse, right? So she said, Judy, I'm working today, but do me a favor, keep an eye on me because I'll let you know. But if I'm going to faint, I'm going down, right? And so Judy went, okay, that's fine. Yeah. And she's a young girl, right? She's in her early 30s. And so all of a sudden they were working a few weeks ago. And boom, Judy, going down. And so Judy grabbed her and she held her for like 10 seconds. And she came back, and she ended up going to the doctor and finding out that every time she fainted, she died. Her heart stopped. And so Judy was holding her, and Judy goes, you died in my arms. And she goes, I know. Is that whacked? Yeah, and so far she's died as long as 14 seconds. And then she automatically comes back.
This is a horrible story.
No, it's a great story.
Wait, is she? I mean, are we figuring out like how to stop this?
Yes, she went to the doctor. That's how the doctors found out. She goes, when you pass it, they actually tested her and everything. And when she passed out, her heart stopped.
Goodness.
And so, but it would start on its own. But you can't allow that, right? So
I don't think that's a good thing.
You have to put something in her heart that says, "Oh, it's stopping," boink, and it zaps her and it keeps her going.
Oh my goodness!
Yes.
Why are you looking at me and smiling?
I'm not smiling. Well,
He's
I'm
smiling, precious. He's smiling.
I'm smiling just because it turned out okay. They found out what it was, and she's
good.
fine.
But
And now,
wow.
and she's got this pacemaker in there, and she's fine. She can't drive, right? They're not allowing her to drive, and I don't know whether she's back to work yet. But they just want to make sure. But it's a freaky story about the fact that when Judy goes, "You died in my arms."
Yeah, and
that's
I
haven't had a lot of people die in my arms.
Oh no, me either. Nor do I wish to. Good grief.
No, that's true.
I have
in
enough
fact,
going on.
that's 2 for Judy. Her mom died in her arms.
Okay, this is just not what needs to happen.
No. It was beautiful. You got to look at it that way.
You should see, if you're on Facebook Live, you should see the eyes that I'm giving Phil right now.
Precious is looking.
And you know what?
What's going on with you?
Chris Kolka is going to send you a picture right now of houses. Right, get back to real estate.
Get
oh
back.
my gosh!
In fact, I'm surprised we haven't heard from him yet.
Heard
from her yet. Okay, tell you what. Guess what? It's 10:25.
Yeah,
you know
I
what
think
that
we
means?
should take a little break.
We got to sell some televisions.
Oh, yep. We
All
will be
right.
back with good news. I promise.
Better news.
Woo! Stay with us.
That was good news. Okay, welcome back to Real Estate and Other Stuff on KHTS 1220 AM and 98.1 FM and on Facebook Live. It's me, it's Taylor, it's Precious, it's all of us.
Hey.
It's a party.
It's a party.
So here's the first thing that we want to talk about when it comes to the PLS.
Lawsuits.
The PLS.
Nothing makes me happier.
The PLS, if in case you were actually listening on any of the other shows, is called Pocket Listing Service. Now they've changed their name, but let's just go over some of the stuff that.
Well, let's start, Phil. What is a pocket listing?
Okay.
Let's start there.
So a pocket listing is I come to your house and I say, hey, I might be able to save you some money. And you say, great. And you say, well, I don't want to actually put it in the MLS for 5%. I just want to list it and just charge you 2.5%. And then I'm just going to do my own advertising and see if I can't get a buyer.
Right.
Okay. So what's bad about that? Well, the first thing is the chance of you actually putting it out there to enough people to where I can get multiple offers or even a great offer is between slim and none. So You're hurting me by trying to save me some money.
Got it.
But the pocket listing service is saying, hey, you know what? We've got a whole thing going on here. And if we get enough people in this pocket listing service to where we can say, hey, we're going to put it in that website to where now some people will see it to where you're going to think, okay, maybe that's a great idea.
Right.
The whole idea behind that is to maybe see if they can't double in the property and make twice the commission.
Got it.
Which is messed up.
Okay,
so it says in a new brief, the former pocket listing service argues NAR, National Association of Realtors, limited competition to its regular the realtor-affiliated MLSs by conspiring to destroy the livelihood of any dissenting real estate agent. Now, you're going to help me explain some of this stuff because as I went through it, and my eyes were glassing over, and there were words that I couldn't even pronounce.
Yes, I've got you.
Former pocket listing service, the PLS, is arguing in the highest court in the land to reject a request from the National Association of Realtors to overturn an appeals court ruling allowing an antitrust case over the trade group's pocket listing. Okay, I'm not even going to ask you yet because I'm going to do a deeper dive. On December 6th, the PLS filed an opposition brief to NAR's September petition to the U.S. Supreme Court for a writ of certiorari.
Writ of cert. Just call it a writ of cert. That makes it easier.
Okay. Asking the court to review a ruling by the Ninth U.S. Court of Appeals made in April. The ruling allowed a case filed by the PLS to proceed, overturning a lower court decision, and had it thrown out. The PLS is now called the NLS. It gets worse.
Okay, so basically, here we are. So the Ninth Circuit said that this case can continue, right? Whether or not a property has to be put into the MLS, right? That's the issue, right? And the NAR is saying no. So they're appealing the Ninth Circuit's decision to the Supreme Court. And I can tell you, I don't know the statistics. My partner, Mark Young, would know, but I think it's like less than 5% or something of cases that appeal to the Supreme Court actually get heard.
It's funny because they're saying, so that everybody understands, that they're saying that the National Association of Realtors and all of the other MLSs should be able to have an area for pocket listings.
Correct.
And they're saying we should be able to put it in there and not offer any sort of money when it comes to
follow the MLS guidelines.
Yeah, and here's the problem with that, right? The problem says, and we've talked about this before, the problem says somebody actually says, okay, look, I found something in the MLS and there's no commission to be paid to the realtor. The realtor's not going to want to show it. And then the buyer says, well, wait a minute, are you really representing me the right way if you're not showing me a listing even though you're not being paid? And it's like, unfortunately, because there's a lot of problems when it comes to us representing you. I'm not going to represent you for free because we could be sued and all of these things. And the actual brokerages want their money and everything. So it's a whole mess.
It is, absolutely.
Right? Mm-hmm. So it says here in an email statement to Inman, NAR spokesman Mantel Williams argues that the opposition filing overlooked the trade group's core position to preserve a practice that provides the most information and the best possible market for home buyers and sellers. What they're saying there is pretty simple. You throw it in the MLS, you're going to have thousands and thousands and thousands of realtors going, hey, I may have somebody for that.
Absolutely.
If not, guess what? You got two people that are saying, no, I'm not interested.
You're not going to be marketed as well.
Exactly right. So I think I've done a lot. when it comes to underlining stuff. But I think that we've kind of gone through it, and I'm hoping it doesn't work. I don't like the idea of a pocket listing. And I think the clear cooperation policy, which means that they have to actually, as soon as they market the property within 24 hours, they have to put it in the MLS.
Right.
Which is interesting because I sold a house. In fact, I'm going to give a shout out to Daniel and Valerie Camacho. Very, very, very nice people. We listed their house while we were away and we sold it. And it's in escrow right now. But I was driving away from their house yesterday and I saw a sign up on their block.
Okay.
And I looked it up. And guess what? It's not in the MLS. And I don't know when that sign went up, but I'm going to check the MLS again today to see, because it has to be in the MLS today.
Right.
Because it's been 24 hours. So I will check to make sure that the
Where's
clear
the house?
cooperation, it's on the same street. It's in Sunset Point.
Sunset Point.
Yeah.
Got it.
So very excited
we'll
about
see.
that.
So again, the writ of cert to the Supreme Court, those are very rarely granted. So I would be surprised if this one was picked up. So we'll see.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
we'll
next
follow.
thing, court deals blow to National Association of Realtors and Keller Williams and Anywhere in the commission suit. This thing kind of cracks me up. Oh my God.
Yep.
Judge denied request filed by NAR Anywhere, which used to be Realogy, okay, which is not Keller Williams. It's Coldwell Banker and Century 21 and all of those.
Right.
Keller Williams, Remax, and Home Services of America, allowing Sitzer Burnett case to continue towards October trial date. Geez, that's like tomorrow. It's almost a
So
year.
the bottom, what's the underlying issue of this case? Do you remember?
Yep, I do.
Let's start there because that makes it easier.
What they're saying is you shouldn't be forced to pay, a seller shouldn't be forced to pay for the buyer's agent.
Right, which is how it's always worked.
So this is the way it works. I mean, it's really pretty simple, and it's not broken, so I don't know why you'd want to fix it. Someone calls you out, and they say, how much do you charge? And it's all negotiable. How much do you charge to sell my house? And it's usually a percentage of the sale, right? Correct? And it's usually split between the listing agent, who would be me, and the buyer's agent, which would be considered the selling agent, which throws you off a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's usually, let's say it's 5%, it's 2.5 and 2.5. They're saying in this suit, the sellers should never
have to pay
ever have to pay that. If you're that's the agreement up front. Well, what they're doing, and they got what they call, is it a tort? They got a bunch of people together.
It's a class action.
Class action? Okay, a class action.
Class action.
And they've got all of these people. Well, how easy is it to sell an idea if you knock on somebody's door and say, hey, you just sold your house. Would you like your money back that you actually gave to the buyer's agent?
Right.
Yes, please. Here, sign here, right? I'm guessing
no.
that's the way.
I'd say go away.
Yeah.
Get off my lawn.
Good for
But
you.
that's because I'm a lawyer.
They've
I
got
would like my
thousands
money
and
back.
thousands and thousands of people. I think it's in Missouri, right?
It is in Missouri.
So,
Western Missouri.
not just Missouri. Now, here's an interesting thing. If this goes through, what the strange thing about this is, how do you collect?
Right.
How would you possibly collect?
Well, so this lawsuit, so this article is about, they filed a motion for summary judgment, which means there is no triable issue of material fact. Basically saying like, hey, we're going to win, right? Here's our motion for summary judgment. Here's everything that we have. Court, dismiss this right now. And the court said, nope, there's enough facts here that we need to proceed to trial. So that's what this article is saying.
Got it.
Yeah,
okay.
that the NAR filed a motion for summary judgment that was denied.
Okay, so they continue on.
Yeah, they continue on to their trial date.
They've given them some kind of, they say that there's some kind of merit here.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, you got it. Look at you.
Okay, so, so let's say it goes through. All right, let's say it goes
and
through.
how do they collect?
Let's just say that there are 17,000 sellers saying, I want my money back. Now, when you break down the money that they paid, some of it went to the realtor. Individual realtors, so 17,000, let's just say there's only 10,000 different realtors. Some of it went to the realtor, and every single one of them had to pay a percentage of that to the company. Not to mention, they had expenses and stuff like that. So now,
it's going to be difficult.
Let's just say they win. Now they're saying, okay,
difficult.
good, go for it. Go. You've got 17,000 commissions that you need to go collect. Where do they go from there?
I know. Try to find the deep pocket.
Out of the 17,000?
It's collection is always an issue when you get a judgment,
Now,
right? So we'll see.
I will tell you this, though. I mean, I can understand them saying, okay, Keller Williams.
But it would be against the company, not the individual agents.
Which is interesting because now you're dividing that by 1/5. Okay,
Right.
so let's just say that some of them only paid them 10%.
Well, you can't collect from someone that's not named in a lawsuit, right? So unless all those individual agents were named,
Okay.
you can't collect against
So they go
them.
to
it's
Keller
the
Williams and they say,
company.
look, out of the 17,000 people, 4,000 were your actual clients. So we're suing you for those 4,000.
Right.
And Keller Williams says, okay, well, you know what? That's $8.6 billion, but we only received $4.2 million. So they're going to say, okay, we want that $4.2 million.
I mean, they could file a suit for indemnity against the agents, but then you just get messy. So we'll see.
To get the big money, you got to
Yeah.
go out to the individual agents.
Correct. Which is not going to happen.
Why did they do these
I
things?
don't know. To make a point. I think it's this entire case is about the seller, right?
Yeah.
Paying the commission. That's what this is all about. It's trying to change that practice.
Who makes? Okay, so the attorney firm, are they planning on getting money from this?
Yeah. They're getting paid. Yeah.
From
Their client.
the client, the 17,000? Mm-hmm. They're all paying a little bit.
I would think so a little bit. And
Wow.
then, yeah, I mean, hopefully. But then also, I mean, it's in the news. We're talking about it. It's a big deal. So that's part of it as well.
Huh.
Yeah.
I like it.
Do you, though?
Well, it boggles my mind. I mean,
Yeah.
it makes my head spin thinking, okay, guess what? You won. Now you got to go try to get
Try to
17,000
collect.
commissions.
Absolutely. Yeah. Collections are always an issue. But, yep.
Not
Good
to
luck.
mention, the agents, most of the agents are broke, right?
Right.
So they're going to say, well, we don't even have it.
Right. Yeah. You can get a judgment against them. They can file bankruptcy. They're never going to pay you. Yeah. Whee! This is a cheerful show today.
So no.
People
This
are
is, this
dying
is,
in people's arms. They're filing bankruptcy.
I think it's
My
fascinating.
goodness.
I think it's fascinating. So now let's just say they do win. Does it go from Western Missouri to all of Missouri? Then it goes to every single state in the union. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, so we're going to set a precedent, and so now we're going to go all.
People would have to
I'll
file
go
in
in.
different states. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it would be, persuasive authority is what that's called.
Well, tell you what.
Yes.
Why don't we continue along the lines of interesting things that have happened when it
Okay.
comes to Wells Fargo? Let's talk about Wells Fargo.
Let's talk about Wells Fargo.
And I know there's a word for this, and I'm going to ask you what it is. And I know you didn't know what it was, and I don't know what it is. Okay, so Wells Fargo is paying
Wait for it.
3.7. Is it million?
No.
No, it starts with a B. Wells Fargo is paying $3.7 billion to settle mortgage and auto loan allegations. That's a lot of money.
I can't wrap my head around that.
Federal regulators allege bank improperly denied thousands of mortgage loan modifications over at least 7 years, in some cases leading customers to lose their home. Wells Fargo has agreed to pay $3.7 billion to settle allegations by federal regulators that it harmed millions of consumers over a period of several years through widespread mismanagement of mortgages, auto loans, and deposit accounts. The settlement with the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau, the CFPB, announced Tuesday requires Wells Fargo to pay more than $2 billion in consumer restitution and
goodness.
$1.7 billion civil penalty for alleged legal violations across several of its largest product lines. Wells Fargo is a repeat offender. They've done this before.
I know. I think
And-
2008, right? 2007, 2008.
Yep.
Recession.
Yep. Okay, so this is what I think, and I'm going to go do a deeper dive into this
All
and what
right.
they were doing.
Okay.
There's a word for a company sitting there saying, okay, so if we go down this road, and you know what? They know they're doing it,
Of course.
right?
Yeah.
If we go down this road, we will make, $8.2 billion if we go down this road. Now, we're going to get caught. We know we're going to get caught, and we know the fines are going to be $3.7 billion, so we're $5 billion to the good. There's a word for that for companies that actually look at it,
I
and they
don't know.
say, yep, we're going to do it anyway. This has to be a classic case.
It's like a calculated risk.
Oh yeah, no, and
Yeah.
again, I swear to God, there's a word for it.
Okay.
I just haven't been able to find it.
Okay.
But these companies go, okay, so we'll do it, And you know what? Wells Fargo's got a terrible reputation.
I know
Has
they
it
do.
stopped them? They got caught doing this stuff before. They were actually opening up accounts for people who didn't want accounts opened. They didn't want accounts, and they
Right.
opened them up anyway. I don't know how they benefited from that, but they did, okay? Now, here's the messed up thing, and I've got messed up. The CFPB alleged that for at least 7 years, Wells Fargo improperly denied thousands of mortgage loan modifications, in some cases leading customers to lose their homes. This is where it's so messed up. You get somebody, okay, when it came to trying to get modifications so they didn't lose their home, go to
Of course,
foreclosure.
loan modification.
All
yeah.
you do me a favor, just tear off a little cream off the top, rewrite our loan, lower our interest rate, and say let's start over. Right? That's a good modification.
Yeah.
And they're going, well, no, when they could have. Well, if it leads them to go to foreclosure and they have equity, guess who gets the equity? Mm-hmm. It's messed up.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they were doing.
I know.
Jeez.
I know.
Wow.
Well,
the
and the
bank
thing-
was aware of the problem for years before it ultimately addressed the issue. The bank was saying, you know what? We're making a fortune. When we finally have to pay our fine, we'll pay it and move on. Do you think that they will learn from this?
No.
So they're going to just continue to do stuff. Now, who in their right mind,
I don't bank with
and this
them.
is just my opinion, who in their right mind wants to do business with Wells Fargo? It was a lot of different things. Wells Fargo last year agreed to pay a $250 million fine, which is obviously a drop in the bucket compared to what they got this time, to another federal regulator, the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency. I didn't know there was even an Office of the Comptroller of the Currency. Wow.
Well, now you know.
Which also found fault with the bank's practices for helping homeowners who are having trouble paying their mortgages. And they're just saying, look, this is unacceptable. And yeah,
I just think that's so sad.
the funny thing is, they just said, well, guess what? Wells Fargo said it expects to report a $3.5 billion fourth quarter operating loss. Oh, well,
Oh, we're good.
we'll write it
We're
off.
fine. I know. That's crazy. Like our mortgage lender, I love their website was down last month and I called because I couldn't make our mortgage payment. I'm like freaking out because it's going to be late. And like the woman that I spoke to, she's like, oh no, it wouldn't be late. Our website is down. That's absolutely not your fault,
Yeah,
Miss
that's
Williams
good.
Moniz. Don't even worry about it.
That's good.
Yeah. She's
It says
delightful.
the settlement requires Wells Fargo to pay. And just the first line of this would be huge, right? Nearly $2 million in consumer redress for affected mortgage clients.
Right.
More than $1.3 billion in consumer redress, whatever that means, for affected auto loaning accounts.
Mm-hmm.
More than $500 million in consumer redress for affected deposit accounts, which includes $205 million for surprise overdraft
Illegal
fees.
surprise overdraft fees. That's insane.
Man,
Yeah.
unfair practices in mortgage interest rate locks. That's another thing. Is if they actually say, "Oh, nope, sorry, you know what? You were locked and you didn't make your lock, so we're going to charge you $2,000 to relock." That's another thing. And
I
forced
know.
placed insurance on auto loans. So we're just going to actually put insurance on your auto loan. You're going to have to pay for it.
Right. Which, I don't have words. That's insane. That's craziness. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan.
The next time I see one of their commercials, with the covered wagon, I'm going to picture
Yeah.
it on fire.
I know, right? Like, my goodness, these people. Ugh.
Anyway, okay.
I
So,
think we got to take a break.
Oh, again?
Yeah, just a quick one.
Fine.
Yeah, while we.
Fine.
All right. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Yes, we will. Okay, hey, welcome back to Real Estate and Other Stuff on KHTS 1220 AM and 98.1 FM and on Facebook Live. It's me, it's Taylor, it's Precious, it's all of us. We're having a party.
Woohoo!
Yay.
Hey, and it's not raining.
Oh,
My goodness.
yeah.
We were laughing yesterday. So over our pool, we have this lime tree, and all of the limes, when they go bad, they turn orange, like dark orange, like your shirt.
Right.
And all of the oranges were like flying into our pool last night and this morning, and we're like, which just was very funny. Like I'm like looking at Greg. I'm like, "Are you gonna get those?" He's like, "Are you gonna?" I'm like,
I'm not going to
just-
get them. You
yeah,
get
exactly. I'm like, I'm not going out there in the rain. No, I live in LA. We don't deal with the rain. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
But today it's beautiful. It's so clear.
Yesterday I got up. I was looking out by the pool equipment, and it used to be we had a problem when it came to the drainage. So the pool equipment area would fill up with water, and it would get this high, and then it would short out the filter.
Oh yeah.
And so we fixed it. We got all the drainage, and everything, and I looked at it out there, and it was like this. And I went out in my my
I'm giving him a face. In your robe.
my slippers.
Yep.
don't wear a robe. Just my slippers. That was
Yep.
all I had on. Just my slippers.
That's awesome.
And I got out there, and of course my things. But the little cover on it was clogged.
Oh.
So I pulled it out. But then I had wet slippers. It wasn't an interesting story. I just thought I'd share
Wet
it with you.
slippers. Wow.
Yep. Judy put them in
Yeah.
the dryer this morning. That was nice of her.
God bless Judy.
she's-
Saving people in her
she's
arms,
the best.
drying your slippers.
Hey, guess what? Compass launches third round of layoffs as job cuts extend into 2023. Compass, great. They're having a tough time.
Yeah.
This is, like I said, we talked about this, and it's much ado about nothing. Compass is laying off more staff as the brokerage looks for further costs in the slowing housing market. There's going to be a lot of realtors that are going to go by the wayside,
Right.
and there's going to be some companies that are going to go by the wayside. Compass is huge, and they've got a lot of money, so I'm sure they're going to be fine. They may sell, just like a lot of other companies might sell. And it doesn't say anything about how many cuts that they're going to make, but you know what? You got to figure that they're going to do it. I think they've already laid off like 1,400 people, and so we shall see. We shall report on
see.
it as it
Yeah.
comes down.
I mean, like you were talking about with our by the numbers, the inventory is down. So
I
if
cannot
you don't,
believe it's in the 300s.
you
That's
don't have things
unbelievable.
to sell. You don't need all those agents.
I'm hoping that helps me.
Yep.
It rolled over
I
again.
think it will.
It rolled over again on Monday for about 20 minutes, and I got a call again saying, "Hey, can we show it?" And I went, "Okay, oops, accidentally." Okay, so here's an interesting thing on Inman. Real estate in 2022, when the blank hit the fan. You can fill in the blank if you would like. After collectively holding our breath through a lengthy global pandemic, 2022 turned out to be the year we all had been waiting for, but not in a good way.
Uh-oh.
So we're just going to break it down on exactly what happened, and real quick because we don't have a lot of time. Number one, mortgage rates spiked. That was the big thing, okay?
Yep.
They're trying to
Yep.
destroy the economy, and that's where it hurt big time.
Yes.
Number two, thousands have lost their job, which is interesting that
the
so many
unemployment
people
rate
have.
is like 3% or something
it's
like
crazy.
that. It's pretty
still
low.
it's still really low, which hurts
Right.
us when it comes to them actually feeling that they've got a handle on it.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the second thing. Third thing is iBuyers and power buyers had a particularly rough time, and that's strictly because
Phil loves an iBuyer.
if they buy it, they got to sell
They
it.
got to exactly.
And if you buy it and you can't sell it,
You're stuck with it.
you're screwed.
Exactly.
Yep, that's
you
the way
gotta
it works.
fix it. Yep.
Next
Yep.
thing, chief executives got the axe.
We talked about that on our last two shows.
When you
A lot of
actually have
change.
a lot of companies that are on the New York Stock Exchange and you actually have to, well, look at Elon Musk. I mean, he's going, hey, I'm president and CEO. And they're like, no, you're not. We don't want you. Right.
Right.
That's a problem.
It is.
Right.
Yep.
So
a lot of executive
a lot of
change.
chief executives got the axe.
Mm-hmm.
The stock market soured on real estate.
You're always the one that informs me about the stock market. When we come in and sit down, usually you're like, this is up or that's down. And I don't look at it, but because you tell me.
Crushing it today.
Okay.
Crushing it today. And
That's
I don't
good.
exactly know why.
Okay.
It was up a lot of money, and that's a really good thing. So at the end of summer, if you had regular stocks, you were down 20%, which is a lot, depending on if you have a lot. 20% is a lot.
Right.
Not only has that come back, but it's come back to the tune of about 30%. So it went from down 20 to up 30. So
The 2022 was a roller coaster.
as of right now, I'm a very happy camper.
Knock wood.
Yep.
Yeah.
This pretty much the script flipped on disruption. That's kind of the same thing as iBuyers and power buyers. I mean,
Right.
that's kind of they're the major disruptors when it comes to that. Except for 72 sold.
I know.
Now they're the major disruptor,
I know.
which they've got.
I don't get.
They need they need me to be their spokesman. I won't be as.
Oh my
creepy.
gosh, you would be so great.
Yeah, I figured, what the heck?
You would be
And then
wonderful.
but then I'd have to be
I
honest.
was about to say, you're not going to sell in 8 days? That's craziness.
I would be going, so we're going to sell it in 8 days or
Yeah.
as soon as we can, whatever comes first. How's that sound? That sounds better,
As
right?
your lawyer, I agree with that.
That's more honest, right?
Absolutely.
The next thing, the vibe has shifted,
yeah.
which makes sense.
You know.
The vibe, the whole real estate vibe has shifted.
Absolutely.
So people are sitting on the fence saying, yeah, I'm not sure what's going to happen. The nice thing is interest rates are down. They were
Yep.
at 7.2, and now they're at 6. They went up from 5 3/4, but I think that we're going to see in February when the Fed meets again. I think we're going to see them come down. That's my opinion.
So, when people want to list their house, how do they find you?
Well, they can pick up the phone and call 661-312-3561 or go to philnordella.com.
It's a wonderful website. It's actually a beautiful website.
Thank you. I'm working on a new one.
Oh,
I'll tell you all about it. Yeah.
Ooh, fun.
So, how do we get a hold of you?
661-259-9000.
Yeah, got it memorized.
Or dywlaw.com.
Oh, what are you doing this weekend?
Trying not to kill my children. What are you doing this weekend?
Trying to make sure you don't kill your children.
No, we have no plans. Just keeping the ship afloat.
Is Big Boy in town?
He is. Greg leaves Sunday morning, so he'll be here Saturday.
Oh,
which
nice.
Is nice. Yeah.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah,
Well, I'm going to do an open house, so if you happen to want to bring the kids by,
good luck.
We'll have balloons and party animals and
all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
And thank you, everybody, for listening. Happy New Year. We will talk to you next Friday.
Happy New Year.